Hey guys, Nero back with my Atlas strategy that I've been doing for the past few days, which is boss rushing T17 Abominations together with some Ultimatum in search of still a better merc. The strategy has netted me roughly 40 diff an hour, so it's very good for very low investment. None of the Scarabs cost more than 5C. The map itself is 1/4 of a divine and guaranteed profit from the fragments alone, so just very consistent money with catalysts. Yes, yeah, let's get into how exactly I'm doing this. Yeah, as I mentioned, T17 Abominations. By Abomination, the boss is fast and the fragment drops are very good. Drops mainly the Maven Fragment and the Exarch Fragment. Maven Fragment is like 1.1 diff at the moment, and Exarch Fragment is roughly 1/4 of a divine. Both pretty good. Yes, then ultimatums from Scarabs. We're running 2 times ultimatum Scarab with Bribing for the 2 additional rounds. XP doesn't really matter. Then 1 time ultimatum Dueling to force spawn the boss, since we're mostly profiting from Tainted Catalysts. At least it is one of the bigger profit sources of the strategy. You get between, I think, like 8 and 19 Tainted Catalysts per ultimatum with this. Very consistent profit. Then I'm additionally farming some 16.5 maps and just 16 maps, running 1 time Card of Escalation and 1 time Card of Multitude. If you want to self-farm some 16.5 8 mods, feel free to swap this one out with the 8 mod Scarabs. But I think for normal selling, it's a bit easier to just run the non-corrupted ones. Yes, for Atlas tree, I'm gonna link the Atlas tree down in the description. It's basically pick up all the ultimatum nodes, doing Exarch altars with full pack size spect, and then all of the quant wheel and memory map chance. Yeah, and then full map chance as well. For how I'm rolling the maps, I linked the regex down below, but I'm basically excluding a few of the mods that I either can't run or are very bad for ultimatums, such as Drowning Orbs. And then I'm rolling them with no specific quantity, but with 50% more maps at least. So it takes like roughly, I don't know, maybe 5C per map to roll them. I've included the rolling costs into the profit calculations at the end, of course, so just keep that in mind. Yes, we'll prepare 100 of these. I bought quite a few more, but we'll do a test of 100 and then see how much we make and see what the profit comes from. And yes, I'm gonna leave you now with an example map of the strategy. 1 full map clear plus the ultimatum, and then after that we're gonna get into the results. See you at the end. Alright, that's the 100 maps done. In total, it took us roughly 6.5 hours to 7 hours of mapping with some breaks. Total time in maps was I think 6 hours and 10 minutes. I've added a bit to round up to 6.5 hours for trading, map rolling and whatever. Yes, total profit, if we only exclude the wealthy exile stuff, I've dumped everything into 4 quad tabs. Total profit we have is total revenue, sorry, is 217 div. But wealthy exile does not calculate a lot of the stuff correctly. Some of the catalysts are quite undervalued and the fragments are undervalued as well. Like this one is 0.9 here, but in reality it's 1.1 div on Faustus. So yeah, I'm gonna do a manual calculation to also include all of the ultimatum uniques, which is mainly the helmet, which is worth something. So yeah, gonna see you back when I've done all of the manual calculations. All right, everything manual is done. Let's get into the overview. Yeah, project, ultimatum and go, boss rushing, T17 Abominations. Input was 100 T17 Aboms, of course, which in total was, I think, 28 divines, roughly. Then 200 Bribing Scarabs, which are basically free, 60-60. 100 Dueling Scarabs, which costs 60 each, so 600 chaos, 3 divines. 1 Escalation, 1 Multitude, which is basically nothing, 20C and 50C for 100 each of those. And then 3 divines for the 400 chisels, plus the rest is rolling the maps. So we have a total investment of 35 divines. Yes, for the results, yeah, the results mostly maps were 63 is T16.5 Toxic Sewers, which valued at 0.5 divines is 31.5 div. The rest normal maps, 16.3 divs over 650 normal Toxic Sewer maps. Yeah, for the uniques, we got 4 times the boss drop from the Abomination map, the Malachai Gloves, which are 100 C each. They are used for dusting, so feel free to dust them yourself. Then I got 1 T0, a bonus, pretty lucky, 2.5 div. Then 39 ultimatum helmets, which can be sold, I think, like 1 to 5 in bulk for 7.8 div. I gambled them already. I corrupted all of them. I got 1 malediction helm, which is worth roughly 15 divines, but I won't include that into the profit. And the other good corrupted unique I got was 2 times 90% RMR Wilmas, which is roughly 1 divine each. Yeah, for the catalysts, I got 1,235 Tainted Catalysts. Should see that also here on the Wealthy Exile, which is 56 divines roughly, in 1 for 22 divines. As other catalysts in total were 46 div. Most of that is, I think, resistance catalyst in 10 div, and intrinsics is also pretty good. Yes, inscribed ultimatums, there are only 2 good inscribed ultimatums from, I think, 60 plus or so that I picked up. 2 times 1 divine, rest, and a few with exalted orbs. I just calculated with 2 div in total, basically nothing. Yes, then the Uber fragments, where you drop from the Abomination boss itself. We got 55 Reality Frags and 50 Blazing Frags, which is pretty much on rate what I would have expected. Yeah, that's 60 divines, 14 in Blazings, and 11 for the other Uber Bros frags, so like roughly 85 div in Uber frags. And then currency, like raw divines, you drop quite a few. I dropped 17 raw divines, and then a lot of raw chaos as well, 1100 raw chaos, plus some other bubblegum and some scarabs, not a lot. As you can see, scarabs only 7.3 div here on Wealthy Exile. 57 div in total. This was just priced to be a Wealthy Exile still. So yeah, we have the total of 308.8 divines, minus of course our 35 div investment. In the end, we're coming for 273.8 divine revenue. Profit. with our total farm duration of 6.5 hours, makes this 42.1 live per hour for these 100 maps. Yes, hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about the farm or about the build or whatever, just leave them in the comments. And other than that, I wish you guys happy farming. Let me know if you try the strategy and if it works out for you. Other than that, have a good day and see you in the next one. Bye bye.